Are there any other areas for growth that you would highlight?
Well, the areas, it's the fast-growing markets, the digital pieces of which social is a part.
A leading part.
Yeah. Well, I think, to be fair, Thomas, one has to say there are 5. There is search, there is display, there is social, there is video, and last but not least, there's mobile. And of course, with social straddles, in a sense, all of them. So you could say the most important part. And then big data and the application of technology to our business. So really understanding that we are increasingly, we're not a technology originator, but we apply technology in an effective way. So Xaxis, which is our online media buying platform, is a phenomenal example of that, where we've bought a company, 24/7 Real Media, we've taken their technology and applied it our business, and it's a tremendous growth opportunity for us. So I think increasingly finding those sort of things, and also getting closer to the CIOs.
Yeah, who is the client of WPP?
It's the CEO, it's the CMO, it's now the CIO.
So the CIO, they're all in the mix now.
Yes, and the procurement head.
Most important. How he signs the contract.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and in various companies of the procurement, people will either be in control or a support function. But that balancing that act is very difficult, and companies change over time. One year the CMO might be in the ascendancy, then the CFO. But by and large, I think at the moment, particularly post-Lehman, post-September 2008, the finance and procurement has got too much power.
Okay. Finally, looking at Facebook, Twitter, Google, how would you interpret these mediums? What would you simplify them? Is Facebook?
Well, Google is phenomenally powerful. It is the elephant in the room. And there are only 2 things in my mind that stop Google. One is, or could stop Google, or disadvantage them. One is size, which is an issue they have to deal with. Unlikely, but that gets more difficult the bigger you get, either market cap, revenues, profits, or whatever it is. And then the second thing is regulator. But they've handled the regulator brilliantly in America. It sounds to me as though they'll do a very good job in Europe. So that doesn't seem to keep them in check. So I'd be very bullish on Google. I'd be very bullish on Amazon. Jeff Bezos is not subject to the quarterly controls that other people have in competition with him, so he's in a strong position. Apple, it depends, I think, on what they do with their next big innovation, and if the Apple TV does come along, and it is a big opportunity for them, and if they make, because if you look at the history, if you look at Walter Isaacson's book on Steve Jobs, every 3 years they came out with a big, it wasn't a bigger iPad or a smaller iPad or a more powerful.
Disruptive. It
was a disruptive new. So Apple TV, I think, is absolutely critical from that point of view. Facebook will continue, but they just got to relax, and it's fine. I mean, they'll. And
in terms of what the medium is useful for, Facebook would be.
Facebook, to my mind, is a branding medium,
which makes it hard to.
No, which means it's for your point of view, from a social point of view, is ideal. Obviously, you can communicate with 1 billion people, for Christ's sake, and probably it'll be the biggest country on the planet. No, it's now 3rd largest. It'll be the biggest country on the planet. It'll be more than 1.3 billion. So it's phenomenally powerful. You can't nix that, and but they just it's the pressures of the IPO and the investment bankers and the institutional brokers and the need to get quarterly performance and revenues going. Just fine. Just
okay.
relax.
So branding,
and
Google.
And then Google is everything to my mind. It's a 5-legged stool in all the 5 areas that we just gone through. Twitter is a PR medium. Now people get very upset about that, and they're trying. Twitter are trying to monetize that in various ways. And they may or may not be able to do that, I don't know. But again, to my mind, it's a very powerful PR medium. If you look at the Olympics, as we watch the trends on Twitter, and it was the most effective medium, I think, online medium around the games. Facebook didn't have that much prominence from what I saw. Even Google, in a way, didn't. It was Twitter, really, that everybody was following during the Olympic Games. So
Super Bowl, there was also large hit on Twitter.
Absolutely, or the Oscars, right? Yeah. Just recently, or Formula One. I think I'm on the board of Formula One, but I think Formula One should be more effective. Actually, now when Formula One moved its business to Sky, you instantly got better online and offline coverage. So you can do tremendous amount. And the London Olympics was, I think, was the first real online games, real digital games. I mean, Beijing talked about it, but I think if you look at every statistic, no matter what the statistic is for, say, for the Super Bowl this year, I think it's up 2 to 4 times. You know, the coverage, the tweets, are up 2 to 4 times depending on what you look at on the last year.
Excellent.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Very good, Thomas, as always. Great stuff.